Hello, folks. Welcome back to the Fabula Vault. This is part 14 of my Chrono Trigger stream, which I guess I didn't really anticipate how many parts it was going to be, and I guess at the same time, it all depends on how much time I'm putting in per stream. So I appreciate you guys on the journey here. If you're just happening to hop around this exact stream, my name is Josh, Voices in the Dungeon, and I do specific content on a TTRPG called Fabula Ultima, where I cover and help onboard on it. It's actually known as a TTJRPG and is inspired by the likes of these games. Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy, Breath of Fire. Pretty much a JRPG has a nice notoriety to it. In some way, they probably have some flow of inspiration towards Fabula Ultima. And I like to play through these games. I actually was a big Final Fantasy fan, but never really played Chrono Trigger and some of the other big names when I was younger that really inspired this game, or the game system I'm now talking about in Fabula Ultima, as it is actually called a TTJRPG. So we're gonna get rolling here. Oh, hey, how's it going, Erica? Good to have you on. Just hopping in and starting. Oh. Man, where am I? We are in the... Oh, that's right. I am in the Black Omen in the past, I believe. Or no. As far as the future as I possibly could go. And I saw a save spot and knew something was probably happening. How are you doing, Erica? For once, I am not packing and moving or curled up in pain. I'm very happy to know the third one isn't the case. I didn't know you were normally packing or moving. But either way, I'm glad you could make it on here. What is this? Oh, actually, I think I'm going the wrong way. Yeah. Darn it. I'm pretty sure I'm going the wrong way. Oh, and I forgot those guys. That sucks. I forgot those guys are... Don't really understand these guys. just moved to a new place a few days ago. Wow, that... Do not envy that. That's not my favorite thing to do either. I think two of the things I've always said to even my closest friends that I am very loyal to and appreciate. I will do many things, but I will do everything I can to avoid helping you move or paint your house. Hey, Techless, good to have you on. Yep, I got Luminaire. I did a lot of grinding one night without actually streaming and kind of pushed a little further beyond the realm of anticipation, but it's all good. So I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, the elevator went down and I went up here and then saved, not the other way around. Let's go ahead and shelter since I'm here. We had a previous place for like 12 years. You accumulated a ton of stuff, and that's been. Don't have to tell me that. I started quote unquote remodeling our living room and stuff, and it is successfully done. But in the process of it, all the stuff that I collectively moved and then displaced elsewhere, and then that ended up going in the garage. That's still my remodeling project area, even though it's just a bunch of crap that probably needs to go. Tekla said, I woke up, made a coffee, sat down, saw the stream, and went, hell yeah, good morning so far. Hey, yeah, good morning to you. Unfortunately, my evening is just starting to hit, so it's the end of my weekend, but glad to have you on. I almost spilled the soda on me. Let's save again. Well, okay, maybe I'm wrong. This is probably not the best place to have stopped because it looks like I've already been here. So maybe I did go up. I'm gonna be really upset when I go all the way through and then realize I did go backwards. Boom, 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 boom. I forgot. I think these guys are fire messes with them. So how settled in are you, Erica? I guess you just said a couple of days. I would assume that's hardly settled in for you, but... Still not remembering if this is correct or not. Eric says we unloaded our storage unit yesterday, so our stuff is there and we have power and internet connectivity, but I would not use settled in to describe what we are. Fair enough. Well, at least you've got power and internet and hopefully plumbing, but plumbing usually is, you know, kind of always around unless the building's just completely shut off. Oh no, bats. Does that mean, what their name? The pompous wizard that I kind of defeated but ran away is here? I forgot their name. Yeah, these guys. I think these guys are resistant to Luminaire as well. Yeah, I knew it. Yeah, water too, exactly. Did you have help moving, or was this a two-poke process? Oh, cool. That, yep, that absorb light affinity. Don't. Had a nice little fight in my Fabula Ultimate game this past Friday. Made some, inspired from Final Fantasy, some oozes, some puddings, some blood puddings and blood jellies as they were called, and ended up being a pretty good fight. They ended up having fun, despite my, well, probably not despite, that's probably why they had a lot more fun, is my lore master did a study and rolled a like 19, and so that was a very nice revelation at the very beginning of the fight that changed some approaches to the combat. But either way, that still didn't make it any less it's still a little difficult for them, but they came out on top. Little both. There are 4 of us, and we did a lot of moving. We had some professional help at one point, but mostly furniture. We had a bunch of friends over yesterday helping them. That's great. It's good to know you had enough hands to help like that. It can be daunting otherwise. God, my group Lore Master does like 25s on study checks on the right. Well, I mean, at what point does the amount matter when it surpasses 16? But that's still absurd. Which, like I've said before, it's crazy how underutilized study is used in my game, and until they finally push it. But I've been like, I've done a couple of collaborations now with Shield's Rest, and they're still getting used to the game system themselves, and I'm kind of just trying to not push the glasses to my nose and go, actually, on rules and stuff, and kind of letting them flow unless it's just an obvious oversight. But overall, like, the guys that are having fun, but I don't think they really realized how effective study could be. In the very first episode we played, when I played with them, I failed the first time and then did it a second time and got like a 16, or maybe no, it was like a 13 plus to like for me to ask for like a vulnerability, and they were like, "Whoa, you could." I don't think they were like, "Whoa, you could do that," but at the same time, realized how effective that could be. Couple it with one of the other PCs having picked up versatile tactics, the study becomes super efficient on action economy. Versatile tactics, is that where's that? What's the source of that? Texted, oh, now I know how that feels. I have a lore master in my group. Yep. I mean, like I said, that's great though. That goes back to my class philosophy video where I, always say don't undersell or overlook the those type of classes. Playtest rogue. Okay, gotcha. I was like, that didn't ring a bell to me. Not that I know everything by memory, but. Come on, Luca. Should probably just try to do flare. I was going to start making a video today and start talking about combat. But the more I read about it, the more I was like, okay, this needs to be more than just combat. This needs to talk about conflict scenes, which I didn't really want to make just one video. So I think I'm going to make a video that's specifically spotlight, you know, kind of talks about conflicts just basically, and then spotlights combat, because I know that's going to be the bigger inquiry of people new to the game of how combat works. But really need another video after that, kind of that goes on the basis of expansion on how you can really use conflicts beyond just combat. Eric says, Commander Heroic, when using charge cavalry, an ally can do an equipment hinder or study action instead of a free attack or a limited spell action. Oh, wow. Okay. TYG2162 says, oh, you're not charming the guy's speed tabs out of these guys. I didn't even think to do that. Like I said, this is my first ever playthrough on this, so that's not even something I considered. Yeah, the lore master of my group built pure utility. Damage isn't his thing, but he has amazing objectives and study actions. Each of my players have really fallen to the role. And I love that. I really think is a big thing in Fabula Ultima is I think people get so used to the old classifications of classes and feel like you have to have combat value on a high scale to be worth your time in like games like Dungeons & Dragons, Pathfinder, where this game, I mean, obviously you get to mix and match where you can still be pretty valid in combat, but going all in with a utility class can do so much outside of that. And people new to the game, I hope, start seeing that. The panels have speed tabs, the magic beasts have magic tabs, and other enemies have power tabs in the Black Omen. Queen Zeal has prism. Queen Zeal has prism dress, prism helm, and you can fight her 3 times per walkthrough. So yeah, that's what I was kind of told on. Well, I guess I'm not comprehending what you're saying. The panels have. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah, I know there's like 3 different ways you can do this. The very far future one I can't get into, so I'm the furthest one in. I don't know if I messed something up in this playthrough or what, but. Oh, did I? And to be perfectly honest, this will probably be my only playthrough of this game anytime soon. I've got quite a backlog. He's missing me. I got him, so I'm good. I'm gonna try Luminaire, but I probably know better than do that. One's a stingy person, the other, I guess the other, if I flare him, it'll be the other way around. That's what I thought. Okay. It looks like the top is really... I didn't mean to do that. Just keep doing this. I really need to get back to CT, restarted with CT+. Oh yeah, is that the That's what G-Helmet was talking about, like the modded one or whatever. Why am I not? That's what I'm looking for. Oh, okay. I see what happens here. He drains from his bottom half. How far have you got in on that, Erica? That's what I thought. White gemstone. Mega elixir. I'm going back to save again. Not very, I only had just got the cathedral. I mean, well, I guess if it's supposed to be, if it's different to you and you know it by heart, that's still incentive to play. I find myself, even in the games I love, sometimes, you know, it takes a little effort to get back into them, so. Also sounds like you've been busy. Portal? Oh no, another baby Lavos. That's right, focus on the face. All right, calm down. You've been busy, yeah. Yeah, I kind of assumed. I don't like all these new names, like Annihilation Zone. I haven't actually had much time. Well, that's a lie, but I haven't spent much time in the actual Fabula Ultimate channel lately, and I thought I saw something on updates on there being setbacks on the Kickstarter content, or the, like, as far as the release book, but it looked like it was isolated to like Europe. I haven't heard anything lately about the status of like everyone getting their Kickstarter content. I don't know exactly when that was even supposed to happen. Ooh, Luca. And crew here to lend some support and chill, play some sunlit Cobble Moon and kind of relaxing. Hope you all have a good day. Hey, how's it going, Silas? Thanks for hopping in, being part of the chaos in itself. I know I already posted on my Discord. I'm going to start reaching out to you folks about the Session Zero collaboration here soon. Since, if I remember correctly, we have at least the last time spoken, Erica, G Helmet, Silas reluctantly involving themselves, but still wanting to. I'm saying that kiddingly. And then I still need to reach out to my friend Aaron, Movable Rod, but I haven't heard from Michael Metcalf ever since he put his name out in the pool. I need to reach out to him. But I think the one thing I'm going to do is have, for sure, is I'm going to have a voting poll for the theme setting of the world based on like atlases, and just kind of, even though I know you can kind of mix and match everything, I kind of just want the voters to have a set basis and then us kind of come up from that. Reluctantly makes it seem like I don't want to. Well, I didn't. In the context of it, I tried to pad that with saying I was just kidding, but at the same time, though, I know you didn't put yourself, you didn't spirit, you put it out on the table, but were willing to vacate to someone else. From what Pedro said on the 29th, they'll be putting a complete official update next week. So like this week. Okay, cool. Good to know. Oh, hey, Michael Metcalf. Cool. Good to know I'm talking about you and it summoned you. I would still love to be considered. You're considered if you want to be part of it. I mean, it's not even just considered. If you want to be part of it, that puts my group of sure things. I'm just kind of was waiting to hear from a Movable Rod, but it's going to be hard trying to get him collaborated because he does a lot of his own plays, like actual plays and stuff on his channel, and he lives in Japan, so he's a significant time differential from even a lot of us. Wait a minute. Go ahead and do another shelter. One of these days I'll do actual plays. I mean, I'm gonna I don't know what I'm gonna do with that, like, because I really love playing with my group because it's my personal thing. I don't want to make it part of my shtick and my content, but it is still a decent amount to prepare with them. And then so having another game group for the existence of it, I'm still considering it, but like I said, I know I do actual plays pretty well and I enjoy it overall, but what is going on here? I'm entirely sure I can pick a proper spectacle of it. I do not discount that in any shape or form. I don't remember if I saved. I've done it so much. Fair play. I just wanted to give a joke about it. Yeah, no worries. I know what you've seen. It is your futures that slumber in this hall. Destiny, in its essential form. All the dreams that might have been, or the happiness and sorrow you might have known. Your tomorrow, as it has been witnessed. The Black Omen transcends time and space, drifting through the all and nothing, waiting for Lavos to awaken. Destiny has led you here, and here you shall remain. Unless you can defeat me and bring down the Omen, there's no future for you. Okay. Uh-oh. What's happening here? Come, children. Lavos slumbers. I will guide you in the depths of his dreams. Did I say dream? But of course, his eternal nightmare. Oh, this is not good. Don't kiss me. Sure, Luminaire's not going to do much here. I don't even know why I would try to focus on it like that, but... Okay, it did some damage, but I don't know if it's worth the... I don't like how the music didn't turn to boss music. It's just still ominous level music. Yeah, I didn't really care for that. Just going straight to 1 HP. Is she draining MP or HP when that happens? MP, okay. Had to cancel my game for today and tomorrow because my internet decided to put my upload speed to a whole whopping 3 megabytes. I can't host found it. Yeah, that's pretty rough. Yeah, like. Fire sword 2. Oh no. She is brutal. Spectrum won't come out until tomorrow. Yeah, that's what sucks about some of those ISPs. Okay, really need you to stop doing that. I know she's just keeps spamming that, but I just have this like anxiety that if I don't keep myself topped off, she's gonna do something minimal that will just kill me. Like that. Oh, cool. Oh, got it. Ah, my powers don't seem to work here. But I have a better idea. I can feed you to the Mammon machine. You'll be made one with the Omen, Lavos, and me. No. I'm good with that. They're good with that not happening. Here we go. Alright, how many? Oh, there's only one piece to him. Okay. I don't know why I just tried hitting the wave, but why not? Magic sacrifice to increase attack. Okay. I don't know why I just did that. Nope. Heal beam, please. So I was going to ask you if anyone's been having any Fabula Ultima, but it sounds like someone had to, you know, Silas had to cancel their game, and Erica's been moving. So has anyone else been having any games in the last week or so? You have? I forgot, Techless. Have you? Okay, you're doing 2. Nice. Are you running them both or playing with? You'll have to forgive me. I talk so much with you guys. I forget who has what, and especially the people that have multiple games. Game I was playing is no longer happening. Wasn't working out. Game I'm running hasn't met for a few weeks. Folks available to shift around, which happens. We ought to be playing Thursday, though, which is also my birthday. Well, early happy birthday to you. Oh, I do want to let you know, I did utilize your death effects mod in my game on Friday, and all of my players were overjoyed to see the dissolve effect on the blood puddings and blood jellies I had fighting them fighting. I run them one in person. Oh, that's right, one in person, one on Foundry. Nice. I'll definitely spend more time looking more into it. I was getting set it up for the game, and I was like, oh crap, I forgot to play that, apply that mod, and I hadn't really studied it much yet, so I took like 15 minutes to figure it out and then went forward. Like Mas said, I started my campaign at the start of April, and we just had our 5th session on Thursday. Players and I have been loving it. That's awesome. I'm glad to see you're not only enjoying it, but you're playing it so frequently. Something I wish I could do more, but fortunately my group game is pretty. It's actually been a little more available every other week now, which has been nice. Ever since one of my players is they've wrapped up their attack, sacrifice, increase defense. Ever since one of my players had finished up prepping their game, they finished up their campaign, so they don't have as much time they have to worry about investing. Did I see something about a countdown? Catch up on chat here in a second. Okay, there we go. I was like, am I gonna beat this guy anytime soon? I haven't told my players about the module, so I'm gonna sneak it up on them. Hell yeah, it's the best way to do it. Setting up ought to be easy. There are a few presets you can use in a pinch, and then the auto trigger stuff should default to accurate. For PFU, it just isn't enabled by default. Yeah, it didn't take me long to figure it out. I've been playing Foundry, or messed with Foundry at least enough to see where to find stuff. That's been my biggest thing with a lot of people's modules. Yours has been fine, but like finding where to locate what the activations to triggers, where it's at, like sometimes it takes some time for me to figure where everything's out. Because sometimes it's in the interface, sometimes it's on the tokens. Yeah, I agree with Michael Metcalf. The death facts are amazing. You I am the queen who shall rule for all of eternity at Lavos' side. You will not stand in my way. Indulge in such arrogance in the next life. Actors default to using their config from their actor type. Can just pop into the settings and edit all NPC actor type to enable it. Nice. Goodness gracious, man. This is... Hey guys, this is a perfect example of a multi-phase boss. If I've ever seen one. And now I'm not only multi-phase, multi-part. I'm really low on MP too. Counter MP Buster. Don't like that. Yeah, multi-part. Counter Life Shaver. Okay. Ow. Okay. That was probably a waste of my... Well, I forgot I have the haste ring or whatever with... I probably should be paying attention a little better here since there wasn't a save spot before this. I'm probably going to die here. Yeah, that's not good. That sucks. That's what I get for getting cocky and started reading instead of paying attention. You think I'd learn by now? Come on, Robo, stay alive. Punch a hand with your hand. That didn't do anything. Okay. Well, to be perfectly honest, I wasn't expecting that multi-part after 2 multi-phases, so... Not that that dictated why I did so bad there, but... Oh man, I gotta go through it all again. Oh wait, I might restart. I forgot she did. It looked like she was doing a lot of light damage, and I think I have a. It's not light absorbent, but at least it's a. What is it implying that the queen's even doing there? Like, is she giving a smooch? It sounds like he's smooching, or she's smooching him. Damn, that was, wow, that was a crit. 2,800? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Nope, that was what I was trying to avoid, damn it. I think it's time I did a multi-part monster. I don't think I've done that yet. I've done multi-phases. Actually, yeah, I think I've done one multi-phase, like just one level of it. And I guess somewhat conceptually, I still, like, my fight last night, or on Friday, was kind of a multi-part. They were just different entities, but in multi-parts, basically, same concept of having an elite and then 2 like soldiers to act as different things, but would this count as an escalate for Queen Zeal? Feels like she might have used her ultimate point up by this point of the game. You're right. Yeah, possibly. I mean, definitely, she's definitely been a pain in my rear here. It's fine. We'll just start doing some more damage here. Definitely, that's actually a valid point, because she does leave and she technically runs here, and then puts you to the Mammon Machine, and then after you defeat the Mammon Machine, she becomes what she had just become. So I definitely would say that counts as an escalate. To which, if anyone's watching this and not familiar with that term escalate in Fabula Ultima, it's based off of an ability villains can do when they have been, check out my villains video if you haven't, but it talks about how if they're like a minor villain or a greater villain or major villain, they run out of all their ultimate points, have no way to escape or whatever, or even narratively later, if they did escape with their final ultimate point, they ascend into this more powerful version of themselves. And go from like minor to major, or major to supreme. You see that a lot in Final Fantasy VI with Kefka throughout the entire story. But yeah, as far as our Session 0 world building live stream, I am hoping to maybe do it within the next couple of weeks, effectively after this week. My mom's having knee surgery, and me and my brothers are having to do rounds of basically we're exchanging time frames of staying over and giving her 24-hour care and watching over. So it's kind of, I'm left in the wake of handling that for the next week until she's capable of kind of doing her own thing. That and work. Ugh. Well, that did nothing there. Silas says, I'm good for any day but Sunday and Monday. All my uploads are scheduled ahead of time, and I batch record, so I shouldn't have any issues at that time. Great, good to know. And I'll put some more feelers out, like directly in Discord or directly with you guys or whatever the case. Just don't want to waste my MP here. I know I'm getting close. Increase the defense, boo. Okay, he released all the stored energy, so he should be sustainable to physical again. Or whatever, not sustainable. Oh, well, I was wrong. G-Helmet say, just passing by for a minute. I'm going to badminton with the kids. Have a nice show, Josh. Hope you're doing better. Yeah, thanks. I'm doing overall okay. I'm just going back into the funness of a full work week, and as I don't know if you were in here a second ago, I'm having to do some overnight watching of my mom. She's coming out of surgery on Monday for a knee surgery, so I'm changing stuff up with my brother. So there's a lot of ebbs and flows in my week coming up, so but I appreciate it. An ether up here since I'm all right. Let's not get our ass handed to us this time by escalated Queen Zeal. I'm gonna try using some of those barrier capsules to see if that helps with that ridiculous amount of... I'm assuming that's magic damage. Of course, she hits the one person that I didn't focus on. Okay, that didn't seem to do much. But we'll just go ahead. Do you know if the bear and shield stack or if one oversees the other? Probably need to do that there. Okay, the no damage there. Cool. Okay, so it's just all counters. Cool. Just trying to figure this out here real quick. Usually you hit the hands and stuff, but seem to be very not rewarding in that. Let's try and do it. Can I not do Luminaire? What's going on here? Oh, cool. It took away all my MP. Not 100% sure, but don't think they do. Okay. All right, let's get back here. Some tells me don't do AoE stuff because they'll both counter, but I just did that twice, but... Okay, hit the head. That MP Buster's the worst. Yeah, I probably shouldn't. Alright, so just focus on the head, I guess. Looks like hands count every time you hit him, focus on the head. Yeah, that's... I started to learn that after. I was like, okay, I'm wasting elixirs and high, and they're just smacking me once with the MP Buster. Damn. I am glad I leveled a bit because I feel like even when this, like when I was first playing this and the boss fights I was having, like I had zero margin of error to do anything. And at least this, if I don't ascertain the puzzle of the fight or anything, the Gecko at least can recover a bit. Also helps that I have the haste ring on Robo for spam healing, but... I definitely think I'll have some more content free-flowing out as coming into the summertime as well, as long as work doesn't just decimate my energy. But my Fabula Ultimate game is going to go on hiatus effective June, as one of my players is... Oh my goodness. One of my players is going to be a father for the first time, so they'll be committing their time to that for a little bit. Chrono might be dead. Nope, okay. Oh, crap. Sure, I'm just gonna do that because that's obnoxious. Oh, you... Okay. I just wasted 3 elixirs. I'm probably like 2 hits away from killing him. I do not want to redo this fight, so all resources are precious to me at the moment. Oh, that barrier went away. That's why they were getting decimated more. Oh my god, congratulations, player. That's awesome. Do you think you'll run any one-shots with the group? Or just take a break? So my entire group, with an exception of one, is also my Curse... but they're in my Curse of Strahd group, but so is the player retiring, or not retiring, taking a break. So I don't know. I know I have a kind of a short adventure in store for that group, the Curse of Strahd group. But as far as the Fabula Ultima side, since we're only playing once a month normally anyway, I think we're just gonna chill a bit on that. I did talk about running a small adventure that I would love to do. It was what I wanted to do before I even did the current adventure, is do like a small adventure prequel based in Final Fantasy VI time frame. I thought that might be fun, them playing on the Empire side and kind of retconning some stuff that happened prior to Final Fantasy VI. But one of the players that is usually the one that's not around would be also gone, so that leaves me with basically 2 people. So FF6 is based? What do you mean? How dare you vermin hound my steps? Oh, almighty Lavos, lend me your power! Based equal good. Okay, I was like, did I say something stupid? FF6 is my favorite as well, and as is 2 of the other players. I think that's why I think a small little adventure. I would love nothing more than them to be like Imperial, like maybe not recruits, but you know, level 10 or something, and them meeting like Celeste and Kefka either prior to the whole Magitech experiments, or you know, just kind of work with that, because they're all huge FF6 fans. So I think we would trust each other with that story base, not going completely off the wall outside of what it would actually turn into to the canon. Not that it matters, it's our game. At last, Lavos stirs. Behold, before him you are the grist before the wheel, but I shall attain immortality. Dissolve. Oh, when he said earlier about charming, I guess he meant Ayla's ability that like gives items or something. Oops. Oh well. Opportunity lost. Me not smart. Ayla smarter than me. Lavos enters attack mode. Can I please have a save spot? Please. Can I leave? No? Okay. Oh well, lesson learned, I didn't know. Left hand restores body, right hand restores body. Alright, well, I'm gonna do Luminaire and see what destroys me first. Lavos changes attack modes. The FF6 prequel idea sounds great. That would be a lot of fun in the Fabulous. Yeah, absolutely. That was what the my first time ever doing Fabula. I actually wanted to do a post Final Fantasy VI game, like maybe like 50 years later. But they loved the press start, and we kept going with it. Solandra says, "Oh, here it goes. It's Lava's time." I feel like it's always Lavos time. Doesn't matter what time frame, everyone's just talking about Lavos. Lavos this, Lavos that. Okay, I'm sitting okay. I think the next game I run is going to be a Chrono Trigger. It's about to have time travel. Man, I wish you luck. It's what's it's called, the first boss. I think that sounds like a really cool idea, Erica, but just the concept of keeping track of time exchanges to me seems like so much work, but that's... I'm also a simple-minded creature, so... I don't trust doing anything else to this thing. Okay, I guess I can't. It has to be single. You think you can do it? Hey, I give you the great graces of faith to do so. I've seen the extended work you put in a lot of things you showcase. I have no doubt that you're capable of doing it. I have no doubt I'm capable of doing it. I just don't know if I would like to put that. Like, I feel like keeping things attuned in the progression of my linear time game is enough, and trying to do time-based stuff would just... I think I would overlap wrong. This is where the final boss, Tragedia from High Fantasy Atlas, took inspiration from, I think. Oh, okay, cool. And how's it going, Josu? The only way I'd run a time travel game is if it was like Chrono Trigger with set points, the piece that make... Yeah, I don't know if I'd ever want to give them, like, the wings of time. But at the same time, you know, whatever, I guess. I think it really turns back to how much do you trust your group to, like, as much as they're having fun with the game, like, not just going freaking insane with it, but... I feel like I should be doing something else other than auto, but the last 3 times I've interacted with them, I can't do any powerful AoE stuff, and the single attacks don't seem to do anything. My plan is to use the Abyss world creation stuff from Natural Fantasy, have a new pre-defined time periods. I think that sounds awesome, and I think if you really put your thought into it, you could do so. And I think that's actually a great example of like how to possibly do the predefined time periods. I've also thought about, like, and I don't know if I could actually really, with this system, how to make a game that would be in the vein of Persona. I really think the bonds attribute is such a Persona thing in my brain, as far as like gaining your bonds with them and giving them powers and stuff. But I mean, I think that's a totally different system in itself. I'm going to go with the assumption, after going through this entire fight scene with everything else and going right here, this is not the true Lavos fight. And if it is, we're really disappointed if it's just a slow wear and tear turtle shell attack. Like, am I going about this the wrong way, just spamming attack on this thing? Because you can't counterattack stance disengaged. Like, am I not seeing a pattern here? Because I can't do any major spells that are AoE, at least it seems. Not that I want to do AoE, but all my major spells are AoE. Yeah, I just went back to read it. In the first phase, Tragedia takes the guise of Mimesis, and being that partially replicate the abilities of the antagonists who have appeared during the campaign. Gotcha. There we go. Okay, I just haven't been doing more powerful stuff. My bad. Oh, it's the bone guy. Where I didn't realize dark damage was coming from the beam from Robo. Oh, that's not what I want. Alright, so Lego does that. It's okay. What if I hit him with... What? Okay, so physical seems to be doing stuff. Stupid MP Buster. Am I supposed to, like, remember all these boss fights? Because I don't. I remember doing them, but I don't remember the significance of the fights. And apologies if I said the name wrong, Josu. Do you? I'm assuming by your knowledge that you probably run some Fabula Ultima. Do you run the games? Do you play the games? Triceratops. Josu is fine. It's Spanish for Josh. Hey, okay, that works. I didn't know if there was an incorrect pronunciation of it because back when I started playing World of Warcraft a long time ago, my guild leader was named Josu, Josue, so I just habit. Like, I act like I still I haven't talked to him in like 20 years. Uh-oh. Hope you can start turning into magus. Magus. I don't like Magus. Sounds like MAGA. Don't care for that. I barely started, but my players are such experts in DD that they created such an extensive lore that I'm not even sure where it'll all go. No, I mean, I honestly think the best way. I mean, I'm not a fan of 5e, so I'm not. Ooh, shoot, that was a lot of health. I will do anything I can to promote people stepping away from the game and trying something new. But if they're having fun, they're having fun. All right, I'm pretty sure I don't remember what I just did on him earlier to. Is it Luminaire? Try again. Okay, Luminaire heals. You probably won't use everything established in session 0, to be honest. Yeah, not even close. I mean, well, I guess it depends how long you play the session, but... Alright. You're being stubborn. Okay, so everything has healed him elemental-wise so far. Oh, heck, there were 2.5 session zeros. Thanks for that. Nope, not laser spin. Alright, now what do I gotta do on this jerk? I'm pretty sure I just used fire and that didn't work. Okay, yeah, that doesn't work. That did so-so. That's a lot of sessions here, lots of material you guys to work with. I mean, I'll be honest, the 2 times I ran the press start, well, the first time I had dizzy spell, so I had to stop it. And it took actually, I think I got the second one done in one session. I just had it in 2 different recording parts. The map we all created is so huge, but I think they'll not even travel out to the con. Yeah, that's in one of my, I think it was my GM insight. I can't, actually, it might have been travel. I can't remember what it was, but I talked about, I was like, don't get so inundated. Like, don't get so focused on the entirety of the world, because there's going to be so many things subjected to change with Fabula points and progressions of great ideas. To have everything mapped out is, it's not a good use of your time of when you're getting together and having fun. But at the same time, you're saying you had fun creating everything, so that's where the magic is. To be fair, a continent is a huge place, so unless it means to be far-reaching campaign, that makes sense. I mean, I have a pretty decent-sized campaign continent that I created, and it's not even close to being mapped out. It's just open space with opportunities. They have three. They actually have three locations. Or actually 2 of the 3 locations that aren't even plotted on the map because they're needing to quote unquote find where they're at, so to speak. And I don't even really have them plotted down. I do not know what I need to be doing for this guy, because elemental wise, it seems like he's absorbing every single thing. I haven't done ice, but I don't have ice or water. Open space with opportunities sound like the best way to go. Thanks for the advice. Yeah, I mean, I think it just does you a lot of favors, or whoever's running the game as GM. Like, you don't have, like, that's, I think one of the most daunting things is people get so invested in their world and they want to have lore for everything, and it gets to a point where people start overlooking it or don't care, or you don't go to that place, and it's a lot easier when you start finding things that are kind of abstract, but you let your players kind of help contribute to it. Then I think they're a lot more invested in that world, part of the world, and you're building it together. Of course, I have my little secrets wrapped up in my sleeves, but at the same time, I've learned the hard way. Don't have all your character ideology and NPCs established, because there's something, an opportunity with a plot twist might change like that. Dark mapping, the strongest dark magic. Lavos change attack mode. And you could save those good ideas for another campaign down the road, I guess. I mean, yeah, it just depends on how far you're going with that campaign. I still have no idea what the long term is for mine. And I started it a year ago. We're just on session 15, because like I said, we're only playing about once a month. I started, yeah, like in March of last year with them. And then I started my Curse of Strahd game with a good chunk of those same people in June. And I'm sitting now in my Fabula Ultimate game. I just finished my 15th session. In my Curse of Strahd, I finished my 32nd, because we play so much more frequently than we do Fabula Ultimate, even though Fabula Ultimate is my preferred game. Sure, everything's good here. Now, I guess I could be switching my party out in case there's certain elements of who I'm fighting. Didn't even think about that. Let's see what Luca's wearing first off here before I take her out. Let's remove that. What enables Poyozo dance triple tech? What the heck's that? Side scope on just for now. Put in Ayla. This may be a great idea or a bad idea. Dino Tail. Zayla's Wrath. Decided the only thing that was said so I wanted was the final boss, which is Tragedia. Hey, works. You can have things set in stone. It's just you got to be ready to have things ready to change outside of or how it happens, how you get to it. Opportunities can do dampers on, but I don't. Obviously, you can't do anything with opportunities or anything like that that just negates their existence or anything. Solander says, I was in the other room, but I heard you just finished your 15th session on Friday. I just did my 8th. I think it's going well so far. Hey, that's awesome. I really love this game. I really love the game, and I wish I could play it more with these people because they're the people that I share a common ground with JRPGs in most cases. And I'm always laughing at the ridiculousness they come up with and stuff. It's really fun. But unfortunately, some of the people in there, the timetable is just not there for us to be more frequent. How often is your 8th? Like you said, that's your 8th. How often have you been playing that? Erica said, I really wish I'd been counting sessions in my game. We're level 29 and will be hitting 30 next time. Dang. Well, I decided on Tragedia before Bestiary came out. Now I have more opinion or options. Yeah, you definitely do. I actually just used the Bestiary for the first time in my last game instead of using the traditional way. It's okay. I actually I'm not. I'm saying it with like this, like I sounded reserved, like I didn't like it. I definitely need to give it a few more goes to kind of feel more comfortable with it because it's supposed to be designed to be more free and easy to come up with stuff. And I had a little bit of confusion on a few things, but maybe confusion's not the right word. It's just I got so used to the core way, especially when I'm using Foundry. I still see like skill points to be added, but on the back end, which I may not be the intent, where skill points don't seem to really matter in the way you design the mobs from the Bestiary. I could be wrong though. I may have just been underperforming with them. Interwebs are dying, so I'm going to hop off, reset all my stuff. Thanks for having me. I hope you have a good rest of the day. Yeah, no worries, Silas. Thanks for hopping in where you could. I appreciate it. Have a good day. Good luck on your internet returning. So I started running it and doing bi-weekly, but one of the other players decided he and all of us enjoyed it so much that he'd run the game in between my weeks, so we play weekly. Oh, nice. Well, this is awesome. I love hearing, like seriously for me, because I know there were some people that... before we hop into this, before I started this channel and before I made my videos or anything like that, the only thing I had actually did to promote Fabula Ultima was my first actual play that didn't get completed. But in that whole trajectory of it, I promoted it all the time on TikTok, and I had like over 1,000 subscribers, and it just, I had a very small niche of people that were like, yeah, Fabula is great, and it never really grew that much out of it. It wasn't until I moved away from the short form of TikTok and started doing my videos on YouTube that the people were finding the niche because of it. And this is a long-winded me saying, hearing you say that not only you went from bi-weekly, but now someone else wants to help run it so you can play more frequently, warms my heart. And seeing other people enjoying this game and giving it a go, and whether it's from their inspirations of JRPGs or just because they fell into it, I'm hoping what I put out is inspiring people to try the game at least a little bit. But I feel like the game itself does so much more than what I attempt to convince people to do. I think the last actual play I did of Press Start, every single person was a TikTok content creator, and every single, well, one of them had already been playing Fabula, but the other three, I think every single one of them bought the book after that session. Like, and I think that's a testament to the game. Even people that are not even really familiar with JRPGs. I think it also helps that the core rule book is also the GM book, and the small beast, you know, like you're only having to invest in one book to kind of really get started. That's a nice factor as well. The Spanish translation is coming to Mexico around July this year, so the fan base will hopefully grow a lot. That's awesome. And the thing is, like, you know, even before it fell in my lap, I mean, I didn't realize how popular it was, you know, coming out of Europe and Italy, where Emma is from, and like, I was just ignorant to it. I just one day looked up Final Fantasy TTRPG, thinking I was going to find some like act game that's based off Final Fantasy 14 or something like that, and I ran into Fabula Ultimate. I was like, what is this? And I immediately fell in love with it. Fabula surprisingly popular. Yeah, I still, there's very few people I talk to that know about it in the TTRPG realm. Even the people at my local game store, like, you know, I had to order most of my books. There was a couple that were there, but I already had them. But I do everything I can to promote the game. It's surprised. Sonda says, I'm surprised it doesn't already have Spanish translation. I guess translating isn't going to be an easy task for a small team. Oh, no, not repairing new parts. Did that say repairing new parts? No. Dang it. I wasn't paying attention. Translations other than English and Italian are handled by other publishers, so it depends on wanting to do it, because in Need Games it's not. Interesting. I did not know that. Oh my god, did this finally end? No, it doesn't sound like it. It does have one in Spain that barely came out earlier this year, but they waited until they could add the fixed errata that Manuel has published. I think that's smart. I'm glad at least they had logistical presence of mind to consider that. Fun fact, the Italian version of every book other than the core is actually a translation. Oh, no kidding. That is funny. Oh, I forgot to do the thing with the ailment on. No, I didn't. Okay. Everyone should be protected. Core was written in Italian, translated to English. The others were written in English first. Well, I guess you follow supply and demand and then redirect it if needed. Damn, guys, when I started this game, I'd already gone pretty depth into the Black Omen here. I didn't realize almost hour and a half, almost 2 hours in, I'd still be up here doing a boss fight. Says, I reckon it's right. A Spanish translation is handled by Devere, which is mainly focused on board games, so the TTRPG community is a tiny bit neglected. Well, that's... I mean, that is the result of a smaller publishing group and all of that, but... and then hearing that sucks, because, you know, it's like, I'm far from... I'm from... South United States. I'm in Oklahoma. I could argue that if I made the long enough effort, I would have been at least bilingual and some at least in the local Spanish. But other than small communications, I wouldn't know even how to help people in my attempts to vocalize the game session or the rules via video for another speaking country. I can barely speak English sometimes. I really wish I had learned additional languages, but I never used Spanish, and we didn't speak French where I grew up, which actually bugs me. Yeah, I mean, when I was younger, I worked with a lot of laborers that, because I did like lawn crew and stuff, so I was around a lot of Mexican laborers. So there was a decent amount of conversation I could have, but nothing I retained. And then when I was in high school, going into college, well, not college, but like junior college, I went to... I tried to learn some Japanese, and I was okay at that and writing some of it, but just like math, like I stopped doing it, and so I've pretty much forgotten everything. I'm Cajun, our particular dialect of French is dying. I did not know you're Cajun. Not that I figured I'd ever ask that. 2 hours are nothing compared to eternity. This is a Chrono Trigger after all. Yay, mission accomplished. Yeah. This Lavos shell, inside still strong. We must enter the interior and destroy its core. Oh my god, please have a safe spot. Thank goodness. According to my sensors, we are close to the core. Lavos smell gets strong. Ugh. Oh, that's sad that Cajun French is dying. I had no idea that was the case, but I guess it makes sense purely on how often you would really use it. That was actually, so that area, well, I don't know what part you're from, Erica, that qualifies under Cajun French, but I'm guess out of my own ignorance, I'm guessing like a Louisiana, maybe Georgia location. I can't remember. Less and less after it was illegal to speak for a while. Oh, I did not know that. Wow. I did not know. There was a point in time when I finished my first Curse of Strahd, I wanted to actually make my own gothic horror setting that was based in like the frontier, almost industrialized part of that area, Louisiana, Georgia, that was like gothic horror mix, because they already got the gothic, like, you know, I love the gothic architecture and stuff they have around there. I'm actually from Southeast Texas, very close to Louisiana border. Gotcha. There are a decent number of Cajun folks there. Yeah, yeah. I despite all the horrific things, I mean, let's be honest, you can go anywhere in human history and there's a lot of horror because of how horrible we can be as a group of people. But I went to Savannah, Georgia. I went to oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank, South Carolina. And I loved Savannah, Georgia. It was so eerie, like going through not just like haunting tours, but like hearing some of the horrible things that were being done there during the industrial existence and things coming from scratch. And then like the yellow, I think it was yellow plague, I believe, and just how people handled all of that. It was so dire and haunting, but it goes so great with the architecture as well. It was illegal. That's so wrong. Yeah, that's, like I said, humanity's awful. Yeah, it's officially banned in Louisiana state constitution under this until the 60s. That's insane. I'm actually going to take a quick break to grab a drink. I will be right back, folks. All right, I'm back. Thanks for sticking around. Joseph said, anyway, I know for a fact that even after the Spanish translation comes out, we will continue to use English terms and names because they sound cooler to us at least. That subtle heartbeat background noise adds nice subliminal tension. I will take notes to play it during the campaign. Man, I'm telling you, I don't think I've actually said it in a Fabula Ultima, but I do think I've, in one of my old TikTok videos I talked about the importance of music, and even then sounds, tension. Like, you can do so much in the tension of things with that. And it just does a lot without you having to explain a lot. If you set the tone of what kind of the ideology where they're at, it helps your storytelling even much more. Of course, though, in person, I think it's a lot harder to continually DJ music to meet the tone and all that stuff. I guess it depends on what your setup is. I do almost everything online, so. Oh yeah, sound design is really quite important. Couldn't agree more. I mean, some people might disagree, but I really think, especially in Foundry and online, definitely have to do this. Amazing. It possesses the DNA of every organism that has ever dwelt on this planet. Ayla, no lose. Oh, I didn't know this was going to turn into another fight. Damn it. Arms open to the doors of oblivion. That's not how I like to start a fight. Yeah, no thank you. Okay. So we're saying that we should appoint a DJ for our real life sessions. I mean, I think if you have a good enough Bluetooth speaker and you have the proper playlist set up where you're not always going like, hold on, like, I think you could do a lot with it. Erica says, I'm not very good at it. Music and colors are something my brain just doesn't really grow quite right, but it's very helpful. Yeah, I mean, I think everyone has their own strong points and stuff. Okay, hold on. This is totally different than I was. Truce! Direct impact on truce! Calm yourself. Give me a full status update. Beep, 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 boop, boop. What in the F is going on? Ah, so the world has ended. Or Chorus, Medina, they've all been destroyed. Just another Sunday. Director, we've got incoming. Evacuate the shelter dome. Aw, yeah, look at that mode 7. Yeah, you know it. Director, sir, you must come with us. There's no time. Get moving. Yes, sir. Nice to know those cities are all around near 1,000 years later. Yeah, I mean, things got a little grim after the end of the world, right? Lavos. In the end, the future refused to change. Guys, I beat the game, right? I ended the world. I helped Lavos. Right? That's how it works, right? Oh yeah, this text. Director could have easily ran away. I mean, I don't think anyone really did well in their escape. And that's the end of the campaign. Good ending. Excellent. Glad to know it's an ending. Well, that's in one ending. I mean, should I not do that? Should I not just be ignorant and just like, from going forward now when I talk about Fabula Ultima and my relations to like how I inspired from Chrono Trigger is just how I got to session 40 and had a really long boss fight, and then you go inside them and then it ends up being even harder, and then that's just the game over, just like Chrono Trigger. So let me ask you guys, in this current state, what is the likelihood I can actually take this guy on? Has anyone done multiple endings for their campaign? I have not, but I have. So my Curse of Strahd game, my first one I ever did, ended because of the WotC OGL bullcrap, and we wanted to switch games, and it ended very near the end. Well, I wouldn't say near the end. My game went completely off the rails, but they were like level 15 when the game should have ended at 12. But I went into Pathfinder after playing some of that with them and started a continuation of that story with new characters that went on. That was pretty fun for a bit. We just didn't subscribe to Pathfinder very long. Probably not very high right now. Okay, so I'm not high enough. You have endings for campaigns. They just don't fizzle out in the middle. I mean, I assume that's why there is a portal here that gives me the option to not be stuck here. The question is what time frame? I will stay quiet to let you focus this time. Fizzling out. Well, I mean, no, I mean, that's the end. I won. Or, well, I didn't win, but... Ah, that's why he's like, don't ever touch that shit. That goes straight into Lavos' belly. That's in fact why the gate's there. There are several different points where you can engage Lavos. This is one of them. Good to know. I just don't, like, I'm at a point in my brain I don't even know what I need to do. I wasn't expecting going there. Is the Wings of Time here? Or yeah, Epoch, whatever it's called. Okay. I think I want to switch Robo out for a bit. Make sure he's stripped of all important things. Talk to Gaspar. Who should I switch Robo out for? I'm assuming Erica's going to say Marla, but I'm curious. Didn't see that one coming. That just shows the growing bond we have with each other. You being probably one of my biggest supporters on here and communicating. It's only fair that I know some of your preferences. Gaspar will give you hints. Okay, good to know. Is Gaspar the old man at the light pole? I forgot. Oh, darn it. Hold on. It's a good thing I saved. I might have to reboot. I hate when this happens. But I put my charger on my oh, did it? When I put my charger, my controller locked out on my platform. You bring up Marl because I don't like her. I don't want to give her a chance. She's just Marl. I mean, that's all I can say. But I have 0 triple bonds or double bonds with Ayla and Marl. Okay, I might have to restart my client here because it's not seeing my controller now. So I'm going to pause the game here real quick. All right, back on it. I need to get her a new bow. Oh, she can't wear that. Oh, that. Let's figure this out here. Okay. He can wear the Nova armor. He can take the time hat. He can take the vigilance hat. Trying to think how I want to do this. Yeah, I'll go with haste helm for now. And then she's wearing a vigilance hat. Okay, we'll play around with that for now. I know the most fun thing to watch is people optimizing their characters. The Black Omen is gone, and that woman's tortured soul is finally at rest. She has regained her humanity at last. Now is the time for you to enter the gate contained within that bucket. You fight not only for yourselves, but for all lives that breathes in this world. This is a battle between Lavos and the very planet itself. Uh-oh, well. Old man just told me to do that and go to the gate. He said go die. At game over. The question is where can I buy or get a solid weapon for Marl? Because she is using the freaking... sonic bow, which isn't awful, but oh, so my generals, so they still live. Ozzy didn't maintain a fortress in the style of my own keep. I wonder. Okay, so we can do some Mage's story here. You miss a stream or two, maybe you did the other optional stuff. I mean, I spent a long time in the future where I got revealed Robo was Prometheus and took on the Mother Brain. I did that. Then I went to the Sun Temple or whatever did the Sun Temple or whatever, where I got the the Moonstone and turned it into the Sunstone, yada yada. Yeah, Magus there is definitely something. Okay, well, so I need Magus to do that then. Well, yes, Sunstone and Genodome have been done. Well, I guess we'll take Ayla out for now. Let me de-equip her. I think she can hold on to that. We'll take Magus back. Okay. Okay, we'll give that a go. We'll go see Ozzy. I forgot how I did his voice. It's been so long. Okay, I didn't say I wanted Marla driving. That's just asking for... Somehow she's going to be driving and I'm going to be put on trial again, and Chrono's going to take the blame for the direct ship and taking out part of like a kingdom. Was it Middle Ages? Looks like it. Hey, it's Black Omen again. Where am I missing here? Look like an island of some sort. I'm assuming I'm in the right... Okay, there it is.
Welcome and well met. This is Great Aussies. What? Lord Magus.
It is good to see you again, Aussie.
The nerve, you think you can talk to me after you deserted your fellow fiends to lick the boots of these filthy humans? You're not our lord, you're a traitor. Why did you leave us? You pesky low-down good-for-nothings. Can't take a hint, eh? Guess I know what I have to do now.
I was gonna say run, flee, but he's calling for flee. Okay. Oh, no, I think Flea has been my favorite character, or at least villain. Could you imagine if you crashed the ship here and just how insane that people would find that ship itself? You who obviously crashed, you kidnapped Queen Lean and all under Magus's orders. Yeah. I didn't even think about that. You called? Oh dear me, if it isn't Lord Magus. You
You must like shame to have come back here. A human-loving traitor like you deserves to be punished like the bad, bad boy you are.
Flea is a non-binary. Oh my goodness, non-binary icon. Yeah, I could see that. I didn't even, like I said, I didn't even know its presentation until the revelation of it. So
Stand back, great Ozzy, and let me take care of these critins.
Right. I'll just leave it to you then, Flea.
All right, time for a good hard spanking.
who did I give the haste ring to? Oh, it was Marl. Okay. She is not very. She doesn't have any abilities. You did not do very well, Flea.
Oh, just you wait. I'll teach you a lesson next time.
This is ridiculous.
Howdy. Arise, my fearsome guardians. Slash 'em to shreds. No one's taking back the treasure I stole fair and square from Magus's keep. Claw 'em to pieces.
This is so absurd. They're doing the biggest, like, I think, like, I wouldn't say trope, but anime, like, redirect. It's like in any anime when, like, you know, first season's villains are like the ones you have to deal with, but then they're spared. All you have to do in anime for villains is give them comedic relief, and it all of a sudden changes your perspective of them. Now, granted, Ozzy was kind of ridiculous to begin with, always cowarding and having like his problems, but like this is already making it comical to the point where, I mean, I don't know what's going to be the result, but they're definitely not spotlighting these individuals as major threats and problems and villains so far. They're more comical.
Ozzy's in a pickle. I'm out of here.
Okay, he has spent at least, he must be a major villain because he has spent like 9 ultimate points on Flea. Has never ascended to my recollection.
Don't you ever give up? Well, looks like there's only one choice. Slash!
You summoned?
Take care of this for me, will you, Slash?
Normally, I would not deign to cross blades with my former lord, but who am I to question the complex workings of fate? That clearly wasn't a conflict scene. Ready yourselves. You win this time. Let me guess, I'm going to have to fight all 3 of them at once. They're all cowering back. Oh, more traps.
Come on, sweethearts. Gotcha.
Ow, ow, ow. Oh, wow, it actually did damage.
Not so fast, friends. This time's not going to be so easy. Henri Pants.
Lee Bustier.
Slasher 2. With these items combined, we're invincible. Get ready to witness true power.
Oh, now let's take that off. Okay. Doing some damage here. Okay, calm down on this. My healer, which has haste, hasn't even gotten a turn yet. This may not have been the best time to go with Marl since she's not well versed in anything, but... Alright, calm down on the damage here. Secret chamber in the last room with matches gear. Good to know. I think I'm about to die though, because I don't have any AoE healing. Like, this is insane. Like, what is going on here? Like, just... Beam blind. And may this be an example of many times I've played this for anyone's coming new into Fabula Ultimate, understanding the point of action economy of number of enemies on the field with the number of allies. Unless you can cast basically Holy Ultima all the time.
Impossible.
Luminaire is so good, yeah. Obtained speed ring. Clarity cap. Let's see what this is all about.
Magus, you really have it out for me, don't you? We fought side by side. You said you wanted to create a world for fiends. It was all a lie, wasn't it? You used me.
I sought power, nothing more. Surely the howlings of those bitter winds does not escape your ear. The end draws nigh.
You can defeat me. What would become of fiendkind? I can't lose. I won't.
This is some, I did not mean to do that. It's, that presentation by Ozzy kind of remind me of Undying the Undying from Undertale. Just not as epic.
Gotcha.
I knew it, bastard.
Adios, amigos. You're wasting your time. You'll never defeat me.
What was that? Kitty! Okay.
No, not that with Switch.
Spanish is canon in the Chrono Trigger universe. Oh, yeah, didn't even think about that. The past is gone. It was but a fleeting dream. See that land right there? What a weird... Okay. Was that really the end of him? He finally fell through his pit? I also noticed Michael Metcalf Mocha's secret chamber in the last room with Mantis' gear, but... Damn. It's 2 or so rooms ago. Oh, gotcha. That one with the blade that falls. Gotcha. Is it just a tunnel secretly, or is there something I need to activate? Oh, no, darn it. I thought that was actually something. It's a tunnel. You just hit the entrance, actually, right-hand side, bottom wall. Oh. I know I'm on a delay here, so that's... I'm going to just sit still to make sure when you say entrance to the right, am I in the right location at the moment? It's the wall just opposite of the north exit. Okay. Wow. Well, thank you. I'm pretty I don't know if it's because I'm using analog on this, but I feel like I combed that entire area. And if I've noticed a few times I've used D-pad, that has been effective. Okay. Thank you, Michael and Erica. I'm assuming that's not the end of that, like him just falling to his end. Didn't mean to get prehistory, but I'm pretty sure that's where I fought the first Black Omen, if I'm not mistaken. Tree history, or was that? Don't know if I really want to go through the Black Omen again. Yeah, that was a tricky one to miss. Only reason to go there. Gotcha. And get some comic relief. Have you gotten the rainbow shell and done the ghost thing? If I remember correctly, I remember hearing something about a rainbow shell, and I was like, that reminds me of the rainbow conch in Sea of Stars. But honestly, I don't know if I actually ever obtained it versus it was just mentioned. No, it was Endavazi and the other two. Devs must have ran out of time. Okay, good to know. Excuse me. The rainbow shell and the ghost thing are two separate things. I should have said or. Oh. Well, I remember the mentioning of a rainbow shell. That's it. The ghost thing, whatever you're talking about, that is not ringing a bell to me at all. are these based off of different characters? Like this whole thing with Ozzy required mages. Like, dude, am I needing another character to mention the progression of this stuff? Excuse me. Maybe they ran out of time on Ozzy because they were doubling the length of FF6. I love FF6 so much. I just finished playing that again, like maybe 2 months before I started doing my videos as well, and it was just in the Middle Ages, right? With Rainbow Shell is the thing that Adventure Tomo was looking for, who would be who mentioned it. So it looks like I have 2 more opportunities with the Black Omen, which is weird. I thought I did the one in prehistory, or maybe there was, I don't know if there was one in prehistory, but there's Antiquity, Middle Ages. I think there was one that was future, but I couldn't get in. It wouldn't let me in. Ghostingism, I don't want to spoil. Fair enough. I'm sitting here at brain rot, trying to think of like kind of where this is where the gate, like this is what I was talking about. I think this is where, if for me, this game will not hold into the reign of favorite JRPGs as the others have in the past, because I have not been playing this with the adventure of like my experiences as a kid, as I did other Final Fantasies, where I'm playing it to be somewhat entertaining to you guys. I know there have been many wasted hours on a Saturday in this game when I was a kid, where I would have gone through every nook and cranny, and I've for part of it, I don't want to do that with you guys watching, and that's not the intent of me doing this. It's to experience multiple JRPGs, to see their translations and its relatability in Fabula Ultima. Black Omen is one of the several things you can deal with multiple times if you do proper time shenanigans. Gotcha. Like I back to what I was saying though, like I don't know how many, like especially in Final Fantasy IV, when I was like, when that come out, 92, so I was about 9, and my little brother was about 7, and the amount of time we literally just like had the map and we were just going like this, and then like, well, that's nothing new, and then going like this to another layer and going through the entire, like, to just find anything different. I mean, we scoured with so many hours of those games just to try to find everything. I definitely would do the Black Omen multiple times, but I like literally the last 2 sessions was the first time I did Black Omen. I don't want to really jump into the Black Omen again right off the bat. Did I ever get to take the ferry office? Snail stop? What is that? No, you've already sold me your spice jerky, thank you. Ooh, well, I guess not everyone might have played them all. Favorite airship or in JRPGs for you? Like, what's your favorite aerial travel? Mine is probably the Blue Whale from Final Fantasy IV, or I don't deserve to be a Final Fantasy VI fan. It's the secondary ship in Final Fantasy VI, Setzer's partnership that's buried in the World of Ruin. Favorite airship? Probably Epoch. I can see why. I mean, it's goes through time. That's pretty badass, and its design is cool, and so I could definitely see that. I like the blue whale because it could go to the moon. Even though I'm not a big space person, I just love the Lunarians in Final Fantasy IV. Okay, back on track here. Let's just go to end of time, see what's going on there. I miss Glenn in my party. I think the Rainbow Shell quest starts in the Middle Ages in a town called Chorus at the pub. Okay. Yeah, I know they mentioned Toma. I was like, man, when the hell was Toma? Like, I feel like at the very beginning of the game, early on, there was a lot of just city travel, and I was still trying to learn the names of people and characters and stuff, and I kind of forgot where that was placed at. Favorite airship, either Epoch or the Hildegard. Hildegard from FF9 is pretty rad. Haven't even been to this area here. Like, I don't even know what Fiona's Villa.
Much of this forest was destroyed in the war against mages. I toil endlessly to restore it by replanting trees, but all of them wither and die.
Interesting. Okay. Got nothing to say for yourself there, Magus?
Not an airship, but Flammy and Secret.
Secret of Mana is probably my next game after this. But like I said, I'm still debating if I'm going to live stream it or if I'm going to try to achieve playing it 2-player with my friend. If she wants to play. That's one of her favorite of all time. But we'll see. If I play it, it will probably be the Steam version, which if I remember correctly, Erica said was actually pretty good. I don't want to put words in your mouth, Erica, but I remember you said you played it and you were pretty satisfied with it. Steam version of which I was Secret of Mana. The remake is good. Like, is there anything that was like foundationally different that you're like, oh man, they just botched it from the original? Like, I definitely want to try to play it in its purest form I can get my hands on it, but I also don't want to do it through any non-legal means. Michael Metcalf, you said the Middle Ages, right? Yeah. The Rainbow Shell quest starts in the Middle Ages in a town called Chorus at the pub. Wait, is the only Steam version the remake? I do not remember seeing like a truer version, or like an original. Here it is, Coruscant. Okay. Nothing I recall is botched. Big change that stands out is the dialogue between characters when you rest at an inn, and I like that. Okay. Give me shelter. Give me more of those. Got plenty of that. Let's get some of those.
Robbed of my carpentry tools. How am I to work without my tools?
There's Toma.
Well met, Marl. I've finally stumbled upon a hint as to the whereabouts of the rainbow shell. Still, I can't shake that feeling that things will go sour this time. I fear my luck may have finally run out. Say, would you mind holding on to this for me?
Obtain Toma's spirits.
Should the worst befall me, it would mean a lot to me if you pour that over my headstone.
Okay.
A touch morbid, I know, but I beg you.
Okay, so I'm guessing go into the future where he would be dead. Or is that grim to think? Oh, look, a headstone. See, this is the type of stuff I've talked about. Like, I think I would have ran into this eventually through all the scouring if I played it like I was a kid earlier. But not that I'm not enjoying it by any means. This game has been fantastic. It just, in the way I would probably etch it into all of my memory, I would play it in the same way I did the original Final Fantasies.
Here lies the great explorer Tova Levine, 6th of 3rd Moon, 634.
For my homies.
Marl, it's been many a day. I located the rainbow shell, as it were. To the northwest of this cape is a large island called the Giant's Claw. The shell is there. Okay. But beware, there are droves of monsters afoot there. Well then, I believe this is farewell. To Prime Heaven. Solandra says, okay, yeah, I see the Secret of Mana remake seems to be okay. I haven't played it. It's the Trails of Mana remake that is very different than the original that I've heard very conflicting things about. Oh, the Trials of Mana. And then Erica says the Trials remake is also quite good. SD3 is high on my list of favorite games. Played it, emulated on SNES. Remake is pretty solid. Like I said, truly what my goal would be is if I had the financial investment, which if I really wanted to, I could, but is to get either a restored Super Nintendo with a video capture card to legitimately do it. But I also know a lot of these games are collector's games, and they're much more pricey than, just going and getting some. Not that current games are not by any means, but I think it just kind of matters how many people would like to see what game. SCB Seiken Densetsu 3, the Japanese name for Trials of Mana. The original version was never released in North America. Oh, okay. It said just in the northwest there's an island, but I don't remember seeing that building right here. Yeah, this is Melchior's cabin. Is this the correct area he was referring to? This doesn't look like the same place he was referring to. Looks more like this, but I don't think that's the sun shrine, yeah. As a random fun fact, since I just looked this up on the Steam, all the Mana games are on sale right now. Oh, really? I was gonna say, I've been in this area before, so I don't think this is the... But, back from Madman, where are we in the game? Went through 8 years of fighting Lavos, and then saved inside his belly, met the interior of Lavos, and I beat the game by the end of the world. Now I just talked to Toma, and the Rainbow Shell quest, he said something about a cave to the northwest, and literally I went due northwest. I need that. I want that in the future, don't I? Don't think I'm in the right area. Oh. Okay, well, I was underselling. It seems to be most, if not all, of Square Enix games are now on sale. Wait, no! I don't want to be away from the epoch. Back in the Middle Ages. Gotcha. Okay. Oh, duh. Yeah, I forgot that's where he would have found it. See, this is why I wouldn't be able to run a Fabula Ultimate game in time. I'm not the best note taker, and I'm definitely not the best plotter when it comes to that, so... That sounded a little Golbez-y at first. Crumpled note written in Toma's hand. Those holes, perhaps they were meant to be jumped into. Yes, I best start all over. Oh, this sounds like a puzzle. Why is she giggling? Is this the old Tyranno lair? Prehistoric castle. Boo. I love the just random little twangy riff of the guitar there. Okay. This game is so troll, and this is a lesson learned. If you run mobs in like it cracks me up in like Fabula Ultima. They talk about, especially in the bestiary, to give them vulnerabilities, like as part of the balancing of the creations in spectrums of what they look like they would be vulnerable to. You would think like creatures that have one eye and they're dark and they live in a cave, they would be vulnerable to light damage. Are they? No. In this, they absorb it, and then dark damage actually does the actual damage. Oh, that's ominous. You know what, Marlo? I think you're taking a seat for a bit. You're back in, Ayla. I don't know why. I think there's like this mental issue I have with this game is when I save, I'm so used to the Final Fantasy like little ring after a save is complete, and my brain just checks out. And then when I see the save spot, I don't process if I've saved it right. Have any of you played the Final Fantasy IV 3DS remake that was originally for 3DS? I did not. Is that but that's the one they originally made it kind of 3D, right? And then ported it from? So you're questing to get the best weapons and armors of the game? I mean, that wasn't the intent. I was just questing around because I know I'm missing things. I wasn't really looking for optimization, necessarily. It's empty, okay. Okay. All right, that interesting. Yep, that's the version I'm talking about. I started playing it years ago, but dropped out of it. I just see everything was on sale, and I was thinking of getting it. Yeah, so when I talked to my friend, because she loves Final Fantasy IV, but had never played it after years, when I played it on the Wii, so it was still like that traditional, like Final Fantasy IV 8-bit style, and I love. I mean, I was obviously a little more polished. But I loved that style, but then I didn't realize that it had been ported later to be that 3D style, and not really digging that style in the after year she's playing. Never played after years. Interesting. I mean, I'm not going to pretend like it's the best thing ever. Far from it. Oh, that was a waste. But if you really liked Final Fantasy IV, it was a fun revisit to a certain extent. Seeing some of the old characters have grown older, it's probably one. I don't want to use the word worst, but it's not one of the higher quality JRPGs. It was definitely a money grab from Square Enix back when they had, because the game was episodic. When it came out for Wii, you didn't even get a full game. You literally had to wait, I think, like every month to purchase one storyline each. But some of them are awesome. Some of the storylines are great. If you've played Final Fantasy IV and, you know, love the nostalgia of it. Otherwise, it's a really grindy game just to get to certain points. Where I came from, so did I come up this way? No, I came from here. That was the throne. Damn it. It's not the after years, it's FF4 proper, but yeah, I understand people not liking the 3D version. I just thought it was interesting for a few hours I played. Had you played Final Fantasy IV prior to that? Or and like I said, I never played, I didn't have a 3DS, at least to my recollection. No, did I? I can't remember if I did or not. I remember playing a lot of the Castlevanias on whatever DS it was. It was the one with the touchpad, or the touchscreen at the top. That was a long time ago. If I remember correct, I could be wrong. The after years came out originally on the phone, then was ported. So I think it came out on the Wii, and then then it went to the phone and then ported, if I remember correctly, because again, the storyline wasn't even. And I could be wrong. I just remember the Wii. It wasn't even a complete game, and it took like 7 months for its entirety to come out. You played 4 back on the SNES. It was like the third game. The same here. The first game I ever played on the Super Nintendo was Out of This World. The second one was, I think, F-Zero. Or no, that's a lie. Obviously Super Mario World. That like came with everything. And then Final Fantasy IV. I already went down here too. Okay, this time, okay, there's the safe spot. Oh, there's other buttons to push. Okay. Ah, kitty! What is going on? So I'm guessing they dropped to a different level. So annoying. Guessing that's where they drop down from over here. Oh, that's not right. It's the other part. Go down here. I'm hoping the kitty's down there now. No, that's not the case either. Okay. really not knowing what to do here. Get ambushed again. That's right. Okay. When did the 3D, or sorry, Nintendo 3DS come out? Because there was Nintendo, there was the DS, but then there was like, I think the DS Touch, I think, right? Because it had a little touchscreen with a little stylus you could use. I think the Luminaire heals using dorks. Nope, okay. So I was wondering, did you ever have any plans of playing Chrono Cross? Maybe at some point. What's weird is like I always heard so many great things about Chrono Trigger, but I heard a lot of people like shit on Chrono Cross. So like, and I knew that was, if I'm not mistaken, that was a PS1 game. Okay, what is the significance of that cat falling? Oh, cool, I can fall. Even better. Anyway, and sorry, that distracted me. I mean, is Chrono Cross considered good? Like... realize I don't really have a devoted healer right now. I actually love Cross, the great game, bad sequel, and the music is peak. Okay, cool. Sure, I will. Like, is it in the same vein as this game? Like, I mean, like, does it stay true to what this is trying to be, or does it try to get like creative, like try to do weird creative changes that people didn't like? So yeah, it was a PS1 game, and opinions vary widely. It was one of my brother's favorite games ever. I was not a fan of it at all, except the music and the aesthetic. Noted. What am I doing here? I'm getting him some ether. Magnus, I am not feeling you right now. I need to... Okay, alright, who's got the shit? Damn it. Basically take out a few references and then you never know they were supposed to be related to each other at all. The gameplay is different, basically no time shenanigans, different characters, etc. Interesting. Alright, what is going on with all of these little knobs I can't interact with? Oscillate, eh? Okay, that's the place I've been looking for to get down here, but I definitely don't want to drop down and get stuck there. I feel like this is gonna get a drop on me. Nope, okay. Oh, that's a ledge. I thought that was going down. Nom nom. Oh, bummer. Oh. Some of the animations in this game just make me laugh. Come on.
take him out. There you go. Wrath Band, what is that? Grants 80% counterattack rate. Interesting. Okay. Oh, pff, okay. Come on, I want to be able to do my AoE here. Trying to find a safe spot because I think it's about a good wrap-up point. I've been streaming for about 3 hours going into a Sunday evening. I don't want to hold up anyone else's time that's probably on the East Coast or anything further. I know some of you guys are just starting your day, which I appreciate putting your time into. But not going until I find a way to get out, so. Guys, I just want to let you know this place sucks. I fucking hate all these misdirects. It's like Ozzy's level without the comedic relief of Ozzy. Oh, there we go. All right, I do not know what I'm getting into, and I don't know if it's pretty close to just being done, but like I said, I've been streaming for 3 hours and 15 minutes, so I think it being a Sunday evening, this is a good time to wrap it up. But I'm going to actually read up what Solandra said here first. I missed what they just said. So for Fabula Ultima, how often do you guys do combat? I just realized the last 2 sessions I ran didn't have any combat at all. Nobody said anything, but I have a feeling they were hoping for some. I mean, some sessions I've gone 2 or 3 sessions where we don't. It just depends on how in depth the storyline is. But I've also been trying to streamline that a lot more. I've been trying to engage encounters where they are not always combat because it just depends how often you play. I think I had this conversation with Silas in the last stream. If you're playing once a month, like I am, combat every few sessions is great. But if you're playing every week, I mean, it doesn't have to be every single week or even 2 sessions in. If you're playing pretty regularly, like I think you could do a lot with just having the conflict scenes as they're designed and give them certain checks. And if they're successful, like if it's a clock or whatever, or a group check, and if they fail, just say it's a quick battle with these monsters or whatever, and you are ultimately victorious, but you take damage and maybe have a status effect. But if they're itching for combat, I mean, I think it's really you asking your players how often they want to, because in my games,
a combat session could take a good majority of the session, and then we don't play for a month. So sometimes that slows the progression down. So my advice is just, get your feelers out, ask your group, because it's all about collaboration anyway. So just getting the best feel. That's actually how a good result came from one of my game sessions the time before last. They were very vocal on some of the, I don't want to use the word shortcomings, but things that I was doing too much of, and it was slowing the game down, and they kind of wanted more of an expedited explanation, and just with options that might have penalties or not based on rolls. So that's my long-winded advice to it. But that being said, I hope you guys all have a good night. I really appreciate you returning to help guide me through some of this, and hope you all continue to enjoy Fabula Ultima, and we'll be playing again here soon. I'll talk to you guys later.